The hardest times often lead to the greatest moments of our lives. The struggle of today is developing the strength needed for tomorrow. Transformation begins with surrender. Welcome to the Creative Monday Discussion Show. I am your host, Mervin, and we are creatives transforming lives. Welcome back to the Creative Monday Discussion Show. I am your host, Mervin, and I will be with you for the next hour. We are super thankful that you have chosen to join us, and I want to know where in the world you are tuned in from. So let's use the comment section below to post your flags, shout outs, and make your voice be heard. We want to know where you're tuned in from. We want to know what's happening as well in your world. We want you to be a part of tonight's discussion. So feel free to use our comment section to let us know. Invite some friends as well to tune into this episode. It's going to be really amazing. I'm really excited to introduce our guest tonight. But before we do that, I want to also welcome those who are tuned in on the national channel. Welcome. Thank you for tuning in. And if you also want to be a part of tonight's conversation, you have a comment, you have a feedback, you can send that through WhatsApp to 501-623-7898. I want to remind you that tonight's episode is brought to you by Task Belize Limited, a strategic marketing and growing innovation firm that helps you tell your story, reach more people, and close more sales.
Are you ready to move your business forward? Are you ready to make an impact? Are you ready to go beyond what is? Hungry for more traffic, engagement, customers? Here is your chance to become more successful in the digital world. With fresh, creative, innovative strategies for your organization's messaging, website, videos, graphics, photos, and sound. Skyrocket your brand's digital identity. We do what works. We do things differently. We learn from you to understand your business needs. Tell your story, reach more people, and close more sales. Contact us now to take your business to the next level. Task Belize, the heart of entrepreneurial innovation.
All right, welcome back to the Creative Monday Discussion Show. Again, I'm your host, Mervin. We're going to be with you with amazing discussion tonight. And again, we want to invite you guys. Invite your friends to tune in, tag them. If you know a friend who's in the music space, producing music, you definitely want them to tune into tonight's episode. We have some amazing insights and tips, as well as just a story that definitely will inspire you. Tonight, I'm excited to be joined by Renwick Duesbury. I hope I don't butcher his name when he's going to correct me on that. But he's a Christian reggae-fusion artist whose passion for living comes from being broken, torn, cast out, and homeless, all in pursuit of his God-given purpose. I just want to welcome Renwick to the screen. He's actually joining us all the way from New York. So, Renwick, good evening. How are you doing, bro?
Hey, good night, everybody. Especially good evening to everybody in Belize. How you guys doing tonight?
We are doing good, man. It's good to have you all the way from New York. Tell us what time it is, because we were on our pre-interview. We realized the time difference was a real reality, right? So, what time is it for you?
It is now 9:04 p.m. over here.
Man, thank you for bleaching and hanging out with us this evening. But that is the life of a musician, right? I mean, the reality is that's a lot of the work gets done in the night,
It comes with the territory.
Definitely. So, man, as I introduced you just now, you're someone, that I'm really looking forward to hear more of your story, and I'm really looking forward to our audience hearing your story. You said you went from brokenness to being torn, cast out, even homeless, in pursuit of your God-given purpose. Tell us a little bit about that. What was that process about? Take us a little bit back in your life and your journey.
Yeah, no problem. First of all, man, I must say that this is an honor, being able to be a part of this show. Thank you guys so much for having me on, and I'm excited to share my journey and and prayerfully that what I've been through can inspire somebody tonight watching me somewhere across the world, especially my friends and family over here in Belize. You know, to be honest with you, as an immigrant, when I migrated to the United States, my family had a dream for me. The dream my family had is that I would join the military one day. And you know, I came and in pursuit of joining, while in the process of joining the military, I literally heard the voice of God said to me that I didn't call you to go into the army, but I call you to lead an army in the kingdom of God. And you know, truth be told, like any Caribbean parent, you know, I mean, you know, you're about to tell your Caribbean parents that you are not going into something stable, but you're about to choose the path of something that is not 100% sure, that it's almost an impossible market for people to succeed if they don't have huge finances. You know what I'm saying? And when I decided to pursue what God called me to do rather than what my parents desired for me to do, I lost the immediate support of my family. And and that led me to homelessness. So I was literally cut off at the time, because they didn't quite see what God saw. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I was cut off, and I started sleeping in the church. So I was literally bouncing from place to place. I needed somewhere to stay. I hit up one friend, and you know, they allowed me to stay over, and before you know it, one thing led to the next, and I found myself sleeping in a church, pulling the chairs together. That was my bed many nights. Sometimes I was bathing from a sink. Some days I didn't even have food. But I always tell people it was the worst thing, but the best thing that ever happened to me, because I got to develop a closer relationship with God, and more importantly, sometimes isolation helps to birth identity.
I love that. I love that. Can you say that again? I think that's a profound statement right there.
Amen. Sometimes isolation helps to birth identity, because the truth is, man, that we can become so distracted by being surrounded by so many things. You know what I'm saying? Before you know it, you've lost yourself trying to be somebody else. You know what I mean? And sometimes in life, you're just positioned in just a little. Sometimes it's not for long, but sometimes the isolation is necessary so that you can embrace, engage, identify who you are.
Man, I love that. I love that. And for those just tuning in, we are talking to Renwick. He's an artist from the US. Actually, you were born in the UK.
Yes, I was
grew
born
up in Guyana, right?
Yeah.
So for our Caribbean friends, he knows what he's talking about. You know, I mean, many times one of the reality is, you know, for a lot of us in the Caribbean, is how do we break out of that Caribbean, some of the hindrances, some of the lid that has been placed there, and kind of step into a global influence and a global reach with our music and our platform, right? So Renwick knows what it is to kind of grow up in that space and being able to kind of move out of that and step into a greater platform with his music, right? So I was watching some of your music today, and we'll go back to your story, but I just want to pull out this point. I was going through your album, and like you collaborated with DJ Nicholas, with Prodigal Son, like these are all artists a lot of us are pop familiar with and stuff, right? So I you know, tell us a little bit about how those collaborations kind of came about.
I am what's the word I'm looking for? I am consistently in pursuit of just achieving the vision and the concept and the ideas that God put in my heart. So, but a lot of those collaborations came out of relationship. And to truth be told, a lot of the artists that you may see me collaborate with, like DJ Nicholas and Prodigal Son, those are artists that really inspired my journey. You know what I'm saying? And it just literally came down to having the right, being deliberate about having quality music, having a strong storyline, ensuring that it's a song that's not just aiming to be popular or to be famous, but a record that is going to really touch and impact the hearts and lives of people. So those collaborations came about through relationship, and of course by divine orchestration. You know, you can never eliminate that. But then on the technical side of things, it's just like having, like, you know, like you gotta have an ear to know like who should fit on what type of record, and then so that when you present the record, it's not something that is out of their league, but it's something that's in their lane.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. Let's go back a little bit to your story.
Yeah.
No, I think you it takes a lot of fortitude to kind of have a vision that's counter and anti isn't the word, but it's you know, when you're going upstream, it's definitely you're going upstream against what the tide is going. Everyone's going one direction, and then you come with this vision that's going in the opposite direction. It takes a lot of inner strength. It takes a lot of fortitude and a determination to kind of press towards that vision. And we know some of that has come from your faith, but tell us a little bit what was going on in your heart. What were some of the things that you were holding on to when you were going through some of those hard seasons?
To be honest with you, the fact that I didn't want to die, matter of fact, I didn't want to get old and regret not taking a chance on doing what I felt really deep on the inside. I didn't want to wait till when I get to like 60, 70 and look back and say, man, I wish I could have and I should have. You know what I'm saying? But I followed my instinct, you know, and that's the thing that really kept me going, that, hey, this is not going to be forever, you know? And, I rather die knowing that I lived on purpose than to die knowing that I wasted my purpose. You know what I'm saying? That when my time comes for me to transition, that I can do it with a smile on my face, knowing that I did everything that I had to do. So those were the driving force, knowing that, hey, there's somebody out there who's probably in the same position that I am in. There's some kid out there that's gonna be facing, that had to face, or is probably facing the same challenges. And to know that, if I can be persistent, if I can be persistent and consistent, then my life can one day inspire somebody to, it doesn't matter what challenge that you're facing right now. There's some practical things that you can do, and there's spiritual things that you can do. And some of the practical things is really developing self-discipline. You know what I'm saying? Really like writing the vision and making it plain. You know what I'm saying? Being completely self-aware, knowing the things that you're good at, and knowing the things that you're gonna need to work on, knowing the areas that you have expertise in, and the areas that you need to acquire the education in. You know what I'm saying? So, fam, I literally sat down, and every single day there was a consistent game plan that, I cannot afford to be distracted because of what I'm called to do. There's somebody like my generation, the generation that's coming after me. You know what I'm saying? I do not want them to come into the same systems and the same fights that I had to face. So I'm saying, I'm going to face my giant so that they don't have to fight the giants that I didn't fight.
I love that. I love that. I actually, you mentioned two things that really popped for me: the persistent and consistent. And then you went on to talk about the disciplines, and even you shared some of them. What's some of the things that you rehearse, like practical things that you deal? Because a lot of we always hear about having the vision, making it clear, writing it down, keeping it in front of us. How does that play out for you? Like, what does that look like for you on a daily basis?
Oh, I love it. I love the question. Honestly, I do love the question. Every single day I have a routine. Every successful person, there's no success without a practical routine. Like you can talk about being successful, but if you don't have a practical routine every single day, then there's no recipe for success. You know what I'm saying? Every successful person have a specific time they wake up every single day, a specific time they go to bed. There are different goals within that day. So for me at the time, over time that has changed. You know what I'm saying? Over time, my routine changed. So back then, some of my struggles were my songwriting ability, my vocal ability. That was a struggle. I wanted the type of music that I want to make I literally went to school to learn how to. I signed up for college because I wanted to become a better producer, right? The style of music that I wanted to do, it was hard for me to find a producer, but rather I needed to be the producer and bring the song together that I
Love
needed.
that.
You know what I'm saying? So now, like today, my routine is every day I try to get up between 6 a.m. to 6:30 a.m. I have my devotion and meditation time. I have my workout time because you can have success, but if your health is not intact, you know what I'm saying? What's the sense in being successful and then you can't live to enjoy the success
Yeah.
that God? So I have my meditation time, I have my workout time, and then I have my study time. Every single day I'm doing a class on music business just to stay fresh, just to understand what is happening. So every single day that's a part of my routine. Every single day I'm doing a songwriting session. My goal is to try to at least to write a song a week or a song to eventually get to the point where I'm writing a song a day.
Wow.
Yeah. So, but I'm setting up myself. I'm putting myself into a rhythm that's gonna lead me to success. What's another thing on my routine? Vocal exercises is on there on my routine every day. Putting out content on social media that's gonna inspire people. So the type of content that I post is very deliberate. It's intentional. I'm trying to reach somebody and inspire them. And then of course all the other stuff that's gonna come after is on your to-do list. But that's just part of what my daily routine entails.
Man, that is amazing. And for those who listen to that and will watch this, I want to encourage you to develop that routine. I love how you said that every successful person has that routine, that system, that
Yeah.
recipe that's going to lead them to success. And then also you alluded to something. Your routine is changing. So you do one routine that gets you to point A, from point A to point B. And then when you're at point B, you reevaluate, do I need to shift my routine to go to point C? And so guys, this is great stuff. This is definitely great stuff. So what are you seeing for yourself in the next 5 years?
Uh, I'm setting up myself to be transitioned into making way for more artists because
Yeah.
we ain't gonna be this young forever.
Uh-huh. You see the grade, man?
Yeah, man. I got mine a little bit covered up. my wife has been pulling it out. You know what I'm saying? But
I have too much. I stopped pulling out. I just started to embrace it.
I'll get there. Give me some time. but yeah, man. Currently, the 5-year plan is for us to just be set up in such a way, brother, where we can open up a door, have a wide open door for artists like myself, specifically coming from the Caribbean. Like my eyes and my ears is on the Caribbean. Look, even right now, I'm just looking for who's next, who got it, who's going after it. So
if I can interject quick, you just said something there, like, so break down your recipe or your, when you're making a meal, there's that secret ingredient that makes it. And you said something, you're looking for that one who have it, they got it. So when you think about an artist who got it, what do you look for? What are some of the recipes you're looking for?
All right, cool. So this is me now putting on my producer's hat. I'm taking off my artist hat and I'm putting on my producer's hat, right? So when I'm looking for who's got it, I'm looking for authenticity. I'm looking for somebody who's not trying to duplicate another artist, but a person who, like, I can tell who your influences are, which is great, but I can also tell that you're not trying to be that person. You know what I'm saying? So I look for originality. I look for authenticity. I look for consistency. I look for humility. I look for somebody that's teachable. You know what I'm saying? Now, of course, the game has changed. What labels are looking for these days is not just somebody that has grits. Like, I know people who are far more talented than me.
Yeah.
I know people who can sing their socks off. You know what I'm saying? But they're very indisciplined. You know what I'm saying? So what labels are looking for today? All right, let me be very transparent. Because, I know I got family in Belize, and I believe that God is going to help and touch somebody in Belize who's going to take the gospel worldwide from coming out of Belize. So let me just talk to somebody right now. The thing that helped me to get my distribution deal is not just the type of songs that I had, but but simply the way in which I posted my content. The thing that attracted E1 Entertainment and in the Blue, who's my distribution arm, but some of us we know in Jonathan McReynolds. Some of us know Jonathan Nelson. We know Dietrich Haddon. You know what I mean? Those are artists that are signed to E1. And the thing that attracted them to me was just literally the fact that I post content consistently. You know what I'm saying? Because from a business perspective, if I'm gonna invest in you, there must be a way that I can see where the returns can happen. Like, I don't mind giving you an opportunity, but are your work ethics matching my energy? You know what I'm saying? So those are just the specifics that I look for. Like I have like 2 artists that I'm currently just you know, like, this is a long game. This is a long game. This is a marathon. This is not a sprint. Yeah. I didn't get here overnight. You know what I'm saying? You don't just wake up on one day, and if you get I won't say the word lucky, but if one day you wake up and your song goes viral, do you already have a system in place to sustain the next level, or just sustain what you're about to walk into, right? So one of the things that I look for and I always encourage artists to do from a spiritual perspective is ensure that you're writing from a theological place. Ensure that you're writing from a biblical place. You know, ensure that you're not just putting stuff together to sound good, but it's authentic to you know what I mean, to what the word is and to what your style is. And then from a business perspective, then from the marketing perspective, it's just, you've got to be consistent. Like, if you want to be taken serious, before I purchase the music, I gotta buy you. Yeah. Man, those are amazing tips, amazing nuggets that we're getting here. I mean, you know, I'm also an artist. From I was 9, doing music, and when you say that thing of consistency, it's so real. You know, I was talking with some friends, and they were saying a lot of people might think that, you know, oh, Mervin, just overnight this happened. You know, it's years. It's years of working at it, chipping away at it, working your craft, keep pushing to a higher level. And for me, I always aspire. I always look up, like, who is up there doing it the way I want it to be done, and I go up to that. I don't look and try to see how I can just stay at this current level, right? So which I'm saying that because I love. We're gonna take a break and go into one of your song right now, and it's talking about coming to that next level. We're going to the next level, right? And so, so you know, it's to go to the next level. Everything that we've been talking about tonight, and I love how you've coined it. There is a spiritual element. There is a faith-based element. It doesn't matter who you are. You have to believe in something. You have to believe in something, right? And so there's that spiritual element, but there is that practical side of it. There is that work ethic side of it, that you got to put in the time, you got to put in the work, you got to show up every day, right? You got to show up every day. Got to show up every day. Got to show.
There you go.
Do you feel that too?
Yeah.
Do you feel that too? Got to show up. From your heart is beating.
Every day
showing up. The least you can do is show up for you.
Exactly. So going to the next level it's intentional. If you want to go up to our next level, you gotta be intentional about it, and I love that. So we're gonna do. We're gonna listen and watch Renwick video. I want you guys to groove to it, jump to it. And again, if you have a friend who is not on this live tonight, you gotta get them on. Get them. We're gonna even talk a little bit about how you can find out how you can get some coaching, some mentoring from Renwick, myself, his manager. We have some good stuff we're partnering together to offer you, because we believe in you. We believe in transformation. Right. We believe in inspiration and motivation. And so we want to put our money where our mouth is, right? And so what we're gonna do, let's take this break. It's not a break, you don't go anywhere. Let's take this, let's enjoy this song from Renwick. Take it away.
Yo, this is crazy. I gotta call John like right away, bro. Call John FX. The only thing left for me to do right now is to fly out to Miami to shoot this video, bro. Ladies and gentlemen,
tell me if you're ready to go
to another level.
I'm ready.
Come on.
Tell me if you're ready to go.
Put your hands together, raise up like this, yo. Like
Tell me if you're ready to go.
Yeah, are you ready? Yes.
where we
There's
can
a
go.
place that we can go beyond the surface.
As deep cries out,
As deep cries out to the unhindered worship.
sing.
I can't stay here anymore. I'm going to another level. Stagnancy is not my home. I'm going to another level. Here I am, with my hands raised up and my heart wide open. Another level calling my name. Another level calling my name. Here I am, I surrender to your will. Another level calling my name. Another level calling my name. Another level calling my name.
Oh yeah.
Another level calling my
Let's go.
name.
Come on.
Another level calling my name.
Yes, I'm going.
Yes, I'm going.
Another level calling my name.
Calling my name.
There ain't no stopping.
There's no stopping.
Goodbye, world.
Goodbye, world.
Yeah.
I'm staying no longer with you.
Yeah, goodbye, fear and doubt.
I'm fearing.
I got work to
I
do.
got work to do.
Tell them, 'cause purpose is calling me.
Purpose is calling me out.
Yeah.
Purpose is calling me out.
That's right. With no fear, no doubt.
Always no fear, no doubt.
Purpose is calling me.
Purpose is calling me out.
Yo, come on, sing.
I can't stay here anymore. I'm going to another level.
Stagnancy is not my
Stagnancy
home.
is not my home.
Come on,
I'm going
go
to
with.
another level.
And everybody sing.
Here I am.
Give it a box again,
My
man.
hands raised up and my
Yeah.
heart wide
Another
open.
level calling my
Another
name.
level calling my name. Another level calling my name. Here I am. I surrender to your will and to your way. Another level calling my name. 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 Another level calling my name.
Hey, man,
You know
epic.
the vibe,
Love
you know
it,
the vibe.
love it, love it, man. I was listening and I was like, man, and I'm a producer as well. I'm a creator.
Yeah.
I'm an artist, songwriter, and so
Yeah.
we listen to music different than how everyone else listens to music, right?
Yeah.
So like I'm like, okay, the hook is tight. I love the hook. It's tight. The music is fat. It's groove. So when we were listening to it this afternoon, like I walked away and what was playing in my mind, another levels calling my name. And you know a good song when it stays with you.
Yeah.
A good song when it stays with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you know what I want to do in this next segment, we want to talk a little bit about the music technical side of things, the business side of things, because you know the reality is, as you said, you know, there is a recipe, there is a process. It's, and you've already identified a lot of it. The discipline needed, the consistency you spoke about, even getting the skill set. Look, if we're in a time right now where anything you want to learn is online,
easy.
But here's something that my wife and I, we've been talking about, like, because everything is online, there's a lot of noise out there. So sometimes you gotta submit and surrender to someone that can help you with that transformation. I open up by saying transformation begins by surrender. You gotta surrender to a process. You gotta surrender to someone who has gone before, who have done it before, and then they know, like, hey, here's the recipe, here's how you do it, here's the steps that you need to take, right? And you're gonna save yourself time, you're gonna save yourself money, you're gonna save yourself resource, right? So we want to talk a little bit about some of those things. Just though we were talking, you know, I mentioned the song stayed with me. It hooked. Like, tell me a little bit about your songwriting process, what you've learned about what makes a good song, what makes an okay song, and what makes a great song.
Oh, nice, man. I love this. I really wish I can do more stuff like this. I hope one day in the future we can do like since we're being practical, I hope one day we can do a workshop or something. I love
Man,
stuff
I would love to. We'll talk more about that and make that happen.
For sure. The questions are very they're like, these are the questions I would love to always be asked. The truth about it, one thing that I've learned from studying and just from what school had taught me is I try to ensure that my verses are always telling a story. And not just one thing they say is don't just tell them, show them. In other words, I try my best to write from a visual perspective, that the things that I'm writing, people can see as I write. But then also I try to ensure that the melody is there. It's a melody that can be digestive to the ear. It's a melody that even the smallest child should be able to sing back, right? And sometimes one of the biggest struggles for every songwriter, not just some songwriters, but every songwriter, is what I've discovered that makes a great song is when you have a strong melody and strong lyrics. Sometimes what you find happen is that, like, you may have the flow, but the lyrical content is not there.
Yeah.
Or you may have the lyrics, but the melody
flow isn't there.
Yeah, the flow isn't there. So what makes a great song is when you have a strong visual storyline that as what if you're writing, people can see what you're writing, and then the melody is digestive that every human being should be able to sing it back. And of course, whenever I'm writing a song, I'm writing according to a subject. Like for me personally, like my verse one would be the setup, and then my verse two will now be like when I'm locked in.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But every song has a different approach, and everybody's approach to songwriting is different. But just some core values that I've learned is having a hook. Your chorus should tell your chorus should just literally sum up the entire story of the song.
I love it.
Right? So if you break apart another level from in the first verse, I'm saying eyes have not seen, ears have not heard what you have in store for the ones that you love. And in this place, I feel the anointing for an upgrade. The heavens are open up, miracles raining. So the words that I'm using, miracles rain in.
Yeah.
Like, it's rain. So people can kind of like envision, you know what I'm saying? Like you think of rain, and then you can line up multiple blessings coming, but it's coming as rain. You know what I'm saying? Miracles rain, and there's a place that we can go beyond the surface where deep cries out to deep, unhindered worship. I cannot stay here anymore. I'm going to another level, right? And then it leads into the chorus now, which sums it up. Here I am with my hands raised up, visual. With here I am with my hands raised up, heart wide open. Another level is calling my name. You know what I mean? So that's just an idea.
Man, this is great. Man, yeah. I love it. I love it. There's one of my neighbors and friend here in Belize, Jenny, love it, and everyone knows her for I love it, right? But it's great. It's great content. It's amazing. And guys, those who are tuned in watching, you definitely wanna take notes of these things, because I mean there's good songs, there's okay songs, and there's great songs. We just got the recipe for what makes a great song. No, yeah. I noticed, Renwick, when your song came out, it's topping in the charts right now, right?
Yeah. So one of the things that happened is and this is something that we're still experimenting with, and this is good for conversation as well, is that we placed the song at, and this is to encourage people, like, you've got to take risk, you know what I'm saying, and you cannot keep yourself in the box. I gotta say thank you to John FX. John FX, he remixed the song.
Okay.
Yeah, so this was not the original version, but he came and produced now the original version, and we've been working as a team, and a lot of the stuff, he's a super producer that worked with Rihanna, he worked with Beyonce, he worked with Akon. This is his first gospel record ever. Wow. He's the one that produced the song for Egyptian called Hold Ya. Everybody knows that song, but this is his first gospel record. So John was literally like kind of walking me through the process of us stepping into new territory and just breaking the stereotypes. So what we did, instead of placing the song in one category, we chose a different category, and it started charting on the Christian iTunes chart. So we peaked at number 7. And we peaked,
very nice.
We peaked at number 7.
Very nice. So how again this part of this is helping people to kind of understand that process. How did you guys tell us a little bit how that process worked to place a song on a chart? How does that work?
Yeah.
How do you go about that?
Well, for anybody to chart, you need at least 500 sales or streams or more, something like that. So the most important thing is to encourage people to stream the song, get people to purchase the record, get people to stream the record on Spotify and stuff like that. So a lot of it comes back to marketing, right? A lot of it come back to marketing and just encouraging your fan base to support the record, stream the record, purchase the record. So don't just watch the video on YouTube, but like encourage, like all of the streams eventually add up, and that's what leads to you actually charting. But then you have to like you'd have to set it up. You know what I'm saying? Like an artist like myself, my branding I've been working on that for quite some time. You know what I'm saying? So one of the things that's happened for me even before I got signed is that Spotify allows you to pitch to get on playlist, right? And so what we did is we pitched the song. I think you got to do that at least 2 weeks before the record drops. So at least two weeks before your song actually drops. You can this is available to everybody, not just people who are signed to a label. Anybody can literally submit your song to Spotify. So what you would do is go to Spotify and you look for music that is similar to your style of music, songs that are similar to your styles, playlists that you would want to get on. For me, I really wanted to get on the gospel playlist, right? And what ended up happening is that I'm the first Caribbean artist to be on Fresh Gospel playlist. I was like right above Kirk Franklin in that playlist.
Wow.
Right? So, but the sonics of the song matter, right? The quality of the record matter. So that when you pitch the song and you say, hey, and you write up a pitch saying, hey, this is the type of record that we're releasing, this is the nature of it. It's similar to artists like Kirk Franklin and Ty Chibet, what's not. So that when they listen to the song, it lines up with the description that you put. So you got to know how to pitch your record so that it can get on the playlist. When you get on the playlist, that's where you get the streams, because people are playing the playlist every single day. People are just like, they just want to, they're not specific to artists. They just want to put in a gospel playlist or they want to put in a Christian playlist. They just want to listen to music. So your goal is to get up on those playlists. That's your goal, to get into the playlist. You get into the playlist, you get the stream. You get the stream, you attract the attention of the charts. And that's it.
Man, that is great. And I'm seeing as we're having this discussion, and I know especially for us here in Belize, I'm seeing the need for more music education. I'm seeing the value of that, because a lot of this we don't understand. A lot of this is not taught in school. I mean, I know there's a lot of research that you can do yourself, but I mean, imagine you mentioned workshops, but imagine having a platform where you can properly get educated so that know that your effort.
I kid you not. When for me to get into Full Sail, they wanted me to write an essay, and I literally told them I'm coming from South America, Guyana. I'm coming from a third world country where this level of education is not available to us. Like, you allowing me to be a part of this school is not just opening the door for me, but I can now go back and help my people and to educate my people so that some little kid that has a dream, they're fully equipped, and better yet, coming from the kingdom of God. Like, to me, that's like, if I'm a part of the kingdom, which is the most dominant kingdom on earth, then I'm supposed to be successful. We're supposed to be the head and not the tail. You know what I'm saying? So better yet, imagine if we're all educated so that we don't perish. You know what I'm saying? And take this thing to the next level. So that's where my heart is.
Man, we had a question that came in from one of our viewers watching on television. They sent it into WhatsApp. It says, I always struggle with songwriting. Great tips. It says, what do you do when you get writer's block? I
do not 100% believe in writer's block. Some people believe in it. For me, I don't believe in it like that. But let me see. Have I ever experienced writer's block? Maybe there's sometimes I'm not motivated about the song at the time. You know what I'm saying? So my advice to anybody who's having a struggle in per se in writing a particular song is that sometimes you got to take a break.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just literally need to take a break, and then there are other times you just need to study the genre that you're trying to do, or more or less. This is what helps a lot, and this is something that we don't do in the Caribbean a lot. You need somebody to help you write at times. Sometimes you need a writing camp.
Yeah.
And every great writer is not a great singer, and every great singer is not a great writer. So
Man, say that again. Say that again. Say that again. Say that again.
Yeah, like if you look up, I forgot his name, but if you look up the songwriter that wrote for Britney Spears, that wrote for Justin Timberlake, he wrote for Justin Bieber. If you look up his name, I forgot his name, but he's not a great vocalist at all. He's not a great vocalist, but he's a great storyteller. And sometimes you may need to collaborate with somebody who is maybe just poetic.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And the thing is that some people don't even know that they're songwriters, but they're just great storytellers. And sometimes you may need somebody to like, hey, tell a story, and then you add melody to their story.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So one of the things that can help you to get out of that hole is to just collaborate with other songwriters. You know what I mean? And just knowing that, hey, not because the person don't sound good, it means that they're not a songwriter. But but a solid song has a great story, a great message. And you want to always ensure that you're telling a story, an engaging story, and also that you're not forsaking a great story to sound relevant in terms of sounding just like what's fresh, having the sonics of what's fresh, but you're saying a whole lot of nothing. You know what I'm saying? So those are just little things. But yeah, that's a tip that I would give to anyone. If you're having a hard time writing a song, take a break, study the genre a little bit, study the type of record that you're trying to write, and collaborate with other songwriters. And sometimes you just need to go and do something fun, like go and do something that you like, and then come back to it. Like I would literally go and play basketball with my sons, or just go do something exciting, and then come back to it with fresh ears.
Man, you're touching on some great stuff. You said just now collaborate, and here's what's coming up for me. Again, in the Caribbean, couple things. One, because of maybe the limited resources, there's the mindset that you got to learn a lot, you got to do a lot of it yourself. So you're your songwriter, you're your producer, you're trying to mix your own music, you're trying to master your own music. I remember I spoke to a friend once, and I told him, look, a doctor can't do surgery on himself. You got to trust others to work with, right? So what I want to ask though, what would you say are some of the ingredients for a healthy collaboration environment? Because there's that fear of will they take my material, will they do this? There's all kind of fears that can come in that. And what are some healthy parameters that you should look for when going into a collaborative situation?
I can speak on it from two perspectives, and I love this. One of the things that I am a collaborator by heart. I have to collaborate. I'm the type of producer that I understand what every person's supposed to do and what every part is. And I have to collaborate with different people because some people are stronger in other areas than I am. So I know what I sonically need, but that person may have the skill set to get it done. So a producer like me, I don't have a choice. I have to collaborate with people. And I love to collaborate with people because one of the great things about collaborations, and I heard Timbaland said this before, that if you're going to be successful, especially in the music business, you need to collaborate with other producers so that sonically the stuff that you're doing doesn't sound monotonous. Sometimes you can tell if one producer works on an entire project because after a while they have their go-to songs, they have their go-to arrangements that they go. You know what I'm saying? So there's not any versatility in the records. But if you really want a record to sonically come across different, get somebody who's playing saxophone, get somebody who's playing guitars, like throwing different air candies You know what I mean? Get somebody who's doing something different so that it adds a different color to the record. Sometimes people get tired, the ears can get tired of hearing the same thing over and over again. But if you add something different, it brings a fresh part of it. Now, the fear of people stealing your material and what's not and what's not. A contract is just simply an agreement between two people. Like if I literally type up on a piece of paper, and this is something I learned in school too, you literally type up on a piece of paper, you are not allowed to steal my song. And I sign and you sign, we can do business. You know what I'm saying? And then one of the things that I look for when I'm collaborating is integrity. I look for humility. And you got to know that when you're collaborating, now there are more people involved. You've got to be open to criticism. I'll give you an example. This weekend I was in studio with some of the singers, with the vocal director and singers that work with Miranda Curtis and some of the guys that work with Tamla Man, and we recorded for 2 days and we tried to knock out some records. And one of the records that we're working on, I had this idea for harmony. The harmony was, you know, they're like, yo, this harmony song's good, but it's old. Like you don't know harmonies like this no more. Now it made sense because the record that we're working on is Caribbean in context, because I do fusion, so I would bring two worlds together. Remember, I'm living in the United States. I'm not tapped into the culture as I used to be before. You know what I'm saying? It's in me, but I don't like sit down and listen to like every day I have a genre of music that I listen to. Right? Now, where I've been failing a little bit in my routine is that I have not been listening to a lot of Caribbean music. So even though every day I have a genre of music I listen to, my Caribbean intake is pretty low. You know, so I've missed the evolution of where Caribbean music is. You know what I'm saying? So now I got to go back and do my research so that I can be up to scratch. So what I wanted to do, the concept that I was pulling from was from the last set of music that I heard, and we've already evolved from that place. So they were like, nah, that's not it, bro. Like it's good, but it's generic. No, I could have done two things. I could have said, yo, I'm the executive producer here. That's the harmony I want. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But then the wise thing would be to do is to be like, hey, this is a collaboration. And the beauty about collaboration is that your weakness is somebody else's strength.
Man, this is good.
Your weakness is somebody else's strength. And the reason why we collaborating is because you got perfect pitch and I a little tone deaf. if that makes sense to my artist and musician
perfectly
family. You know what I'm saying? So that's the beauty of collaboration. And if you're having second thoughts about collaborating with a person because you're scared of your material being imitated or stolen or anything, you just put it on paper. Because at the end of the day, as much as we're doing this for the kingdom, you're still dealing with people. You know what I'm saying? Have your split sheets. You know what I'm saying? Create your split sheets. Who's entitled to what percentage of the song or what's not. Those things are extremely, extremely important so that everybody's on the same page and you're moving forward with a clear vision.
Man, great stuff. Guys, again, for those who are tuned in, those who are watching, we're talking Renwick. Amazing, not just artist, but producer, educator. I think I would say you are inspiring. Your story is inspiring, motivating, and I'm learning a lot as well. We have from Cheryl Rivera. I love that about collaboration. Your weakness is someone else's strength. I totally agree. Right? So don't be afraid to collaborate. Don't be afraid to bring others into the project with you, right? And so man, as we're almost out of time, I can't believe it's going so fast. It's going so fast. Wow, man, this is crazy. So guys, we have 10 minutes to go. What we want to do, if those who are tuned in, if you have questions, feel free to zip them. If anything's popping for you, feel free to zip them in.
Let's go.
Again, if you are on watching on television and you want to send us some WhatsApp messages, send it to 623-7898. That's the WhatsApp number. It's on the screen running at the bottom. But yeah, we want to definitely, and Renwick, we definitely need to set up that workshap, man.
Yeah,
But
let's do it.
we need to set it up for those as well watching, and you're a musician and artist. We're gonna let you know we're partnering together to do some sessions. We're gonna do some sessions with someone. If you want to find out how you can be a part of that, keep watching my Instagram page, my Facebook page, as well as Renwick Facebook and Instagram page. We're going to put it on our website, creativemondayshow.com. So by Wednesday, that information will be up online, and you will find out how you can get involved with this. But I'm definitely seeing the need for a bigger workshop with this topic. So we'll definitely talk a lot about that. So here's a question that came in from Cher. What are some of the challenges experienced in collaboration, and how did you address those?
All right, so challenges will always come up in collaborations. Let's just get it out there. Right? Challenges always come up because we may not always share the same opinion, but one thing they taught us is that you got to remember, you've got to get everybody to see the big idea.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And there's sometimes that you may have to compromise. So for example, I can give you, let me be practical. So in my recording session, for us as Caribbean people, like when the record, like when that bass line comes in, it's just natural for us to, especially if you're on stage, you know what I'm saying? Like the tone that you use in the beginning might be a bit softer, a bit mid-tone, so there's no gruntle, you know what I mean? But when that bass line hits, especially on a Caribbean record, you know what I mean? We become more aggressive with the record, you know what I'm saying? Because that's just us in culture, it's just us in natural. So what was happening is that the vocal director, he wanted to, he was saying, hey, I was saying to them, listen, when we get to this section of the record, I need the energy of the vocals to match what the bass line is doing. I need that level of intensity that you're. I need that level of intensity to happen I need the vocal energy to match what's happening in the bass line. Because he was like, no, like that's not necessary because, they're you can just copy and paste it. They will literally do. I said, let me explain to you from a cultural perspective. When we're on stage as Caribbean people, right, and the vibe hits, when that bass line hits, it awakens the cultural it's just cultural.
Unlocks something in you.
It unlocks. So when I'm on stage doing this record, that's the same. Even before I want to give my listening audience who's gonna hear the song that live experience on a record. Yeah. So I don't want to do this until I get on stage. So sometimes when challenges arise in terms of creative, you got to see it. I understood it from his perspective, but I had to explain it from my perspective. Now, there are times where you may have to make an executive decision, say, hey, this is what there's a time for that. Yeah. But every time is not the time for that.
Build to that.
You understand? There's a time for you to make an executive decision and say, hey, this is what I'm going for. This is what I need. But then, and to be honest with you, can I be honest there? More than often, there are like few times where you have to make an executive decision and be like, you know what, you're right. You know what I mean? Like this is really what the song needs. So how do you deal with these challenges? You got to remember at the end of the day, you want to keep working with this person. So you don't want to damage a relationship. Collaborations are about relationships. So your tone is important in how you explain it. You're coming from a place of love. You're not coming from a place of, oh, it's my song, this is what it's about. Then the collaboration will make no sense. But the reason why you're bringing in somebody else's ear is that you got to try different things. And not think that your formula is the best formula. You know what I'm saying? So so that's how I honestly deal with it. I try. It's important for me to hear it and see it from that person's perspective and not just rule them out. You know what I'm saying? But to try it and see if it makes sense. You know what I mean? It's a reason why we collaborating.
We love it. We have time for one more question that just came in again from one of our viewers. on television. What advice do you have to struggling youths trying to find their purpose?
That's a great question. I will the most important relationship that you can ever have is a relationship with God.
Yeah.
In order to know the purpose of a thing, you must first go back to the creator of the thing, Dr. Miles Monroe. And in order for you to know the purpose of your life, you've got to surrender to the creator of your life.
Love it.
You know what I'm saying? So and now to be practical, your purpose is usually the thing that aggravates you the most. You know, my brother Mervin is doing this program today because this is something that provoked him. He was provoked into doing this. This is something that he wanted to have a platform to invite people like myself and other people to help his people. You know what I'm saying? So your purpose is usually a solution to a problem. Everybody is born an answer to a problem. If you want to know what your purpose is, see what aggravates you the most. You know what I mean? See what if you know what I mean? Like you may be artistic, and there's certain paintings that you're not seeing. There's certain details in a painting that you can see should be there, but it's not there. That means that you're supposed to do it. You know? So your purpose is usually the thing that you can't shake. I can shake music. I can't. I can't stop my ears from being the way it is. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'd say to every youth, is that the most, because God told Joshua that if you follow these commandments, then you will have good success.
Yeah.
So if there's good success, then there's bad success. Your talent is not equivalent to purpose. Not because you're gifted in something, it means that's a specific thing that you're called to. But your giftings are usually for a specific purpose.
Man.
There's a reason why Marvin understands songwriting. There's a reason why Marvin is a vocalist, but Marvin also understands media. Marvin's ears is different. So all of his giftings are for a specific purpose. It may not have necessarily always been our music may just be part of it, but the gifting is for one big purpose. So if you're multifaceted, is really for a specific purpose. So I hope that's some stuff that helps somebody.
Man, that's very helpful. I love that, and I you know, it's amazing. I just want to say I'm really honored to have you on the show. As I told you off air yesterday when we were chatting, I really believe that it was you were supposed to be on tonight, and we made some shiftings for that. And I just from what we've talked about tonight, even for those who will go and watch the rerun, I want to encourage you guys, go and watch the rerun. It will be on our YouTube channel, on our Facebook channel, it will be on our website, but go and watch it. If you know a young person out there who's looking for purpose, a young person out there as well who needs inspiration, who needs handles and keys, send them this link so that it can help unlock some stuff within them and help get them on the path towards their purpose and their destiny. I love that. If it provokes you the most, there lies your destiny and the thing that God has placed within you. I love that. Man, Renwick, thank you so much. We are out of time. It was such a pleasure to have you guys. Again, we're going to post on our Instagram page, Facebook page. If you're not following Renwick, please do so. You got to go and follow him on Instagram, follow him on Facebook, check out his website. It's running at the bottom. Stay in touch and show him how Belize shows love. We want to send love his way and keep, just keep doing what you're doing. Keep inspiring, keep going for it. And just want to say blessings on everything you're doing. For guys, next week, Next week, we'll actually have a special segment. Next week, Monday, we celebrate 1 year of this show. We started last year in the middle of COVID.
Let's
So there you go. So it's been 1 year. Next week, Monday, marks 1 year of the Creative Monday discussion show. So next week, we're going to have a special segment to talk a little bit about what that journey has been like and what we've been doing and the growth process. My wife was reminding me today that we started from the back door of the back porch of my house. We moved into the inside, and now we have our full studio. We're actually broadcasting live from our studio here in Belmopan, right? So, man, I'm very excited to share that journey with you guys. But we're out of time for tonight. I want to say God bless you. I will see you again next week. Peace out.
Yo, this is crazy. I gotta call John like right away, bro. Call John FX. The only thing left for me to do right now is to fly out to Miami to shoot this video, bro. Ladies